If you're itching to start a business, make sure you keep these 5 things in mind so that you don't waste your precious time and money. Okay, lesson number 1. When starting a design-based business, make sure you have more than one design. This might sound like an obvious thing, but you know, when you're starting a business, you try and keep your costs down as much as possible. You try and think, okay, what's the minimum order quantity? But you want to make sure that you've actually got enough designs to satisfy enough people. I tried to start a cap business, like caps for your head, and I got 100 caps ordered of this one particular design. I thought, yep, that's enough. That was the minimum at the time. But then it turned out that nobody actually liked that particular design. So then you've just got like one design that nobody likes, and it ends up kind of just sitting there. So make sure you get at least like 5 designs of something. The second thing that I've learned is that people will only pay what they think it's worth, not what you actually need to make. Another business that I tried to start was selling fashionable nappy bags because I genuinely love bags, and I really thought that this was a problem that needed to be solved, trying to find a nice looking bag. But the thing is that, you know, I would have had to sell these bags for something like $120 or $130 each in order just to cover my costs. But the problem was that people only wanted to pay like about $60 or $70 per bag, which I can see where they're coming from. I can see why they think it was worth that much, but it simply wasn't going to cover my costs, and so therefore the business was not going to be viable. The third lesson, or the third thing that you need to keep in mind, is to make sure that what you're doing is something that you're actually genuinely passionate about. Another thing that I tried to do was starting to sell skincare because I loved turmeric as a supplement, and I know that it's so good for your body, and I came across the idea of selling turmeric skincare to brighten up dark spots. And although I like turmeric, I actually don't really care that much about skincare, to be honest. And so, you know, when things started to get hard, when the sales started to get low, I would kind of question myself, why am I doing this? Like, what's my why here? Because I like skincare? Because I don't really like skincare that much. Turmeric, it's healthy for you, but... So if you are going to start a business, make sure that it's something that you genuinely love and something that's actually going to sustain you when times get hard, and you come back to that question of what is your why? Why are you doing it? Okay, the fourth thing is that surveys don't reflect reality. This is another thing to keep in mind because, again, I tried to start a business, and I decided it would be a good idea before I wanted to jump in, you know, minimize the risk, get out there, make a survey, send it off to as many people as possible so that I could look through the answers and see what it was that people genuinely want and what they actually genuinely want to buy. But the thing is that, for example, on the survey, I listed like these 5 ideas that I had. The survey came back, there was a clear winner, a clear top one. And so then I went ahead and I bought like 200 bottles of this one particular drink. I went ahead, I tried to sell them, and guess what? Didn't really sell that much. So long story short, the conclusion that I came to is that surveys don't actually reflect reality. Even though I tried to market it, I had a really good product, I tried to market it well, had good labeling and packaging, at the end of the day, people didn't want it. So just keep that in mind, that surveys are not actually a good reflection. And the fifth lesson that I just want to put out to you is to make sure that you are solving a clear problem. So when it came to my final product that I tried to sell, it was a drink that's really, really good for your skin. It had all these ingredients like aloe vera powder, sea buckthorn berry powder, rose hips, silica. It was really good for your skin. But when I actually came down to it, I was like, what is the problem that I'm trying to solve here? What is the clear problem? Like, it was an electrolyte drink that was good for your skin, but you know, do people actually have a problem with their skin? Because there's a lot of different skincare problems out there. It's a pretty flooded market, and I'm kind of selling like a luxury drink. So You actually have to be like, start with the problem. If you're going to be trying to have a business, that's the first thing you should always ask yourself. What problem am I solving? What's the problem I'm solving? Because if you don't know the answer to that, then don't even bother trying to start. You're just going to end up wasting your time and sitting on a whole lot of stuff that's not going to sell. So take it from me, don't waste your money. I think I'm pretty much done with trying to start businesses. I had a lot of ideas. I'm one of those people that has a lot of ideas, and I try and do things, I get really excited about it, only to find out that it doesn't work. So I'm going to focus on other things for now, and hopefully this has been helpful. If you did like this video, please watch some of the other ones, like this one over here, or this one up here, and I will speak to you again soon.